Like, bro, you should see my recording setup. The thing is that like my audio is just naturally terrible because of the floors that I have and the ceiling, and I don't have a lot of furniture.
Like wood floors?
Yeah, no.
Treat your view,
I have
man.
laminate. Bro, let me tell you about this blanket fort that I'm recording in right now. Deadass, bro. I'll post a picture of this shit. It's the most embarrassing thing in the world, but you know, it's fine.
Yo, man, just go to the thrift store, get a rug.
No, dude. All right, let me explain this because I will post a picture of it. But I have two like standing tall lamps, right? And I have two bar stools, right? And I take a blanket.
Okay.
And I fucking drape that shit around, and that's behind me. And then I have like my little fancy like sound blocking shit that that I posted out on Twitter. On top of that, to block the echo above the microphone, I have a hoodie draped over it, and underneath I have a cushion. So, bro, it's fucking embarrassing. But you know what? My audio sounds a little better, and that's what matters.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So, like, Anime Hour is never going video. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Anime Hour. My name is Lou from Lou Talks Anime, and with me today is the senpai that's also the best guy, Dakota Broski from Dakota Broski TV. Say what's up.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, the hungover Oto-san, that is just trying to do his best for you. With me today is D from Revel House, or D-Cidia.
What is good, everybody?
So, D, I have some questions for you, if you don't mind me asking, because like we brought you on for this shit. So I figured I might as well ask those questions. So, can you explain what led to Revel House being a thing? Because that's not what the channel kind of started as, right?
Yep. So in the beginning, it was just anime parodies, which was the flex around 2012 times where I actually originally started.
I'm gonna pound your ass! Yes! Pound it as hard as you want, brother! Not in that way!
And then it got to a point where I started branching outside and looking at other kind of sources of content, because I was on a media course when I decided I want to pursue film seriously. So then that's when slowly my content started to change, and I wanted to do more live action skits round before 2014. I just didn't have the equipment to do it. Oh, so like you would see like little skits here and there, but that was using like college equipment. Like there's this one skit called the Wondercore parody that we did. You know, the Japanese advert for the Wondercore, that sit-up thing.
Smart.
Yeah, we did a parody of that. So then and then years later, I decided, yo, it's about time we go higher than just anime parodies, because the anime parodies and the community around it and the way it's changed, it was just stagnating. So I wanted to branch out a bit. And not only
that, like that's a small audience. Like if you make something that has a broader appeal, like it's gonna get to more eyes, and it'll be more lucrative.
Yeah, and so like my aim was trying to make more make of a brand you could trust. So that's how it changed to Revel House. And then we brought on different content. We brought live action skits. We brought Me Time. We brought the podcast, which is trying to be revived sooner or later. And so it's just like an array of content where we want to try and branch out and become bigger, so we can have like a whole kind of family of a team of sorts that bring out the best content for the audience.
That's what's up, man. I'm very happy for you. You guys are growing at a pretty quick clip. I know like YouTube is like working against you on this shit because they're out for blood, but it is what it is, man. We do what we can, and I'm much success to you.
Thank you. You know what they say, slow and steady wins the race. And we may be going at a snail's pace, but oh boy, we're gonna get there soon enough.
So
it's just good. I don't know, you never know. I might catch up to you. Like that SpongeBob episode with the Rock. The Rock and the snail race is just gonna be like, bam, one.
We ain't going that slow.
So the way I met D, because like we're all about context here. We want you guys to understand.
Here we go.
Oh, so long ago, I made a review of a certain not Japanese anime, but you know, an animated production by a friend of mine, a Mr. Misty Cornexia. The name of this production was Cornexia and the Eight Seals. And after I posted this review, shortly thereafter, I received a comment from D. And in it, he was, you know, complimenting how fair the review was. And then like casually throwing in that he voiced one of the characters. So Mr. D, I have a question for you. How did you go about landing that role? And upon reflecting, how do you feel about it?
Okay, so he was holding auditions at first for like basically like because he already had his primary cast, like, and then so like kind of the secondary cast he was casting for. So I was like, you know what? Let me throw my hat in, because that's around the time where I just went for any role I saw because I love voice acting, and then I was able to get through, and then I played Socrates Crescent. I think that's what his name is. No,
yeah, Socrates. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know the last name, but the name was Socrates.
So I was given the role of Socrates, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is pretty cool. I'm in something big, and it's actually going to be done for once. And yeah, so I was happy. So when I saw the episode finally come out, I was happy, but I could tell that you need a little bit of work, and by little I mean a lot.
You know, if you search Cornexia, the first thing that comes up is in terms of searches, Cornexia and the Eight Seals, and that video has 577,000 views. So congratulations.
Wait, the anime?
Yeah.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, 500,000 views. I mean, Misty has a ton of fucking subscribers, but still, you know, it still shows up.
Hey, I'm glad I'm in something that I get to show my acting chops.
Yeah.
You know what threw me off in Cornexia, the Seals, was Dookie Shed. I didn't know he was such a badass fucking voice actor.
Wait, he's Dookie Shed?
Dookie Shed's not a Pokemon YouTuber, but he does a lot of Pokemon YouTubing and whatnot, and also video game stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, he just showed up in that series for whatever reason and was just like, yo, I'm this guy, badass. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, did he play the villain?
Nah, he played, hold on.
Was he playing the main hero?
Nah, I think he was the old guy.
The old guy? The old guy?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it might be due for annual rewatch. Might need to start doing that.
Just like reflecting on that show. Misty, thank you for trying.
He tried. Unfortunately, he didn't succeed as he could have.
Yeah, I'm sure he sold. I'm sure he sold a couple copies of the book. So good for him.
There's a book?
It's a damn shame as well, because I was hoping it would like go further than just where it went. But
yeah, I mean, but that's where anime production gets complicated.
Yeah.
You know? And I think in terms of like the audio, which is the side that you dealt with, probably one of the most difficult things they have to deal with is people having different types of mics and the recording spaces that people had to work with. You know.
Yeah. Luckily, everyone had a good mic quality, so that wasn't too much of an issue.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the inconsistency. It's not that they were one was better, or it's not that they had bad mics. It's that it was inconsistent from character to character.
Different recording studios, different like microphones. Everything goes into play.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so D, you are a funny guy. So
thank you.
One thing I would like to talk with you about is comedy anime. So there's this whole idea that comedy doesn't always translate well into anime. I think there are some people that pull it off better than others. What are your thoughts on comedy and anime, and what are some of the shows that you really like?
Well, with comedy anime, like because there's a lot of nuance when it comes to comedy, and some people just don't understand that. They think if they just throw like random shit at the wall, something will stick. But there's a lot of formula that comes to like making comedy. Like there's the delivery, there's the punchline, there's the aftermath of said punchline as well. There's a lot of stuff that goes into creating a good decent comedy anime, because there's a lot of comedy animes out there that just don't hit. Like even sometimes even Gintama doesn't really hit well, because it's just random humor thrown at a wall, and that's not, and it's inconsistent.
Oh, I was gonna say, how much of that is just it not translating well, because you know, we have this barrier that is language, you know, and we're like wholly dependent on the translators doing a good job conveying what the humor is. You know?
Thing is, like when it comes to, I believe that humor can translate well if it's delivered correctly, because like they will make, because in Gintama, for example, they will make references that most likely we wouldn't understand, but we will understand the context that is trying to convey, and then we will still be able to get it to an extent. It's all the way the jokes delivered, because like
I was just gonna say that I think that a lot of shows like you said will try and throw stuff and see what sticks. I think the best comedies are shows that kind of get their formula of comedy down before they go into production and writing. That way they kind of know what to do. That way it doesn't feel as random or as like reaching for straws.
But I think a lot of comedy anime tends to come from adaptations, right? Like I don't know if Yuri Yuri is a adaptation, but I know a lot of the stuff that like Doga Kobo does are definitely adaptations. So like Gabriel Dropout is one of them. That's pretty funny.
Well, with that, like because the manga itself can be funny from the get go. But with anime, when it comes to adapting it, they can bring a different layer of comedy because it's animated. Like with manga, it's very limited to what you can do. And if you can succeed by doing it by delivering your comedy from just panels, then you got something good there.
That's true. That's fair. So
totally off topic. Vince. Dookie Shed played Vince.
Vince is the
old guy with the gray hair.
Old guy with the gray hair. Huh?
But yeah. All right. So continue on.
Well,
comedy.
I asked D about some of the shows he thought were funny. Like I'm guessing you think Gintama's funny because you've already made reference to it.
Yeah, Gintama is like one of my favorites because it's because like there's a kind of sense of comedy where it's more grounded with Gintama. There's like it's grounded and it's juvenile to an extent. You'll have like your jokes relating to pop culture, and then you'll have like your dick jokes, your poop jokes, but it's still grounded where you can see that adapting to something live action. Like for example, like with the live action Gintama, most of the jokes still translate well into the live action because it doesn't try and be too anime, if you know what I mean.
I feel like Gintama is like very, very, very hit or miss.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
Yeah.
It's like people either really love it or they just like, nah, not for me.
I mean, I've seen like 10 episodes and I thought it was pretty okay. It's just a lot to fucking watch, which is why I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah. Like I remember going through like about 200 episodes across the summer.
That's a fucking mountain to climb, dude. Like it's I don't know. It's the same fucking reason why I don't watch One Piece, man. Is I look at the episode count and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yo, I'm at a time skip and I'm ready to fucking keep going.
I am not touching One Piece. What I do a little. I cheat. So basically, what I do, I play the Pirate Warrior games. That's how I catch up.
No, I just watch AMVs and I'm like done.
You're like, there you go. Like, I would love to read the manga or watch the anime, but that's just way too much. So I play the Pirate Warrior games. Bam, caught up, sorted.
Nice. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot, but it may be just because I'm watching it. I'm already so far invested into it. I'm breaking it down into arcs, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, if they're gonna end this soon, is it really that much? It is, but if you've already been watching it, it's not.
Like no, because I do want to watch it, but it's just there's a lot to go through. And
why do we keep going back to fucking One Piece in this episode, in this fucking podcast?
I have no fucking
oh,
idea,
is this
man.
a consistent thing?
This is the third time.
But you know what?
I'm just like, I gotta
alright.
flex. Hold on. I'm just gonna flex right quick. 400 episodes. What? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Try 400
I mean,
episodes
just-
again. Time I suck my dick.
I was about to say.
I mean, like,
It's like-
it's
it's a
not
battle
a
of the
dick
flexes.
measure. It's not a dick measuring contest.
It's like, yo, One Piece, and he's like, nah, dude, Gintama. I don't know, man.
I'm so loyal. I've been following the manga all the way to their new publishers, Jump Giga. So suck my dick.
yeah, I haven't seen 400 episodes of anything, so y'all can go ahead and ride with that.
Is weird flex, but okay. Is there any other comedies you want to mention that you like? That may
Okay,
have
so
inspired.
Gintama was like was one, and also a classic that people tend to forget about. Bo.
My God, dude, yes.
Now,
How many
I think
bows is that? Because I always fucking forget.
It's bo. I think it's eight.
Seven or eight?
It's either 7 or 8. To be fair, I get mixed up myself.
Wait on. Bo. I think it's 7. Yeah, it's 7. I lost count. Anyways, so yeah, dude, fucking.
Yeah, I think
I want to cover the opening one day. That's gonna be my goal.
I think that's the pinnacle of unorthodox and random comedy. I think they're able to capture it really well, but the adaptation does not do it as much justice as it should. Like the Bobo manga is something that consistently hits with its zany and out of the ordinary jokes.
I mean, if you want out of the ordinary jokes, Plastic Nesson is pretty much what I think the most absurd. Right?
Plastic Nesson.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it's even more weirder than that.
Yeah, shit. That's pretty.
This
impressive.
is some Bobo is something that will throw shit at the wall and it will stick, and this shit will have different stuff in it like sweet corn or a little bit of broccoli in there, and maybe some Lego in there. That's how zany and weird Bobo is, but it has a sort of charm to it. Like this is one moment where you would never think would happen in a shoujo manga. I mean, no shonen manga. I got shoujo in the mind. My bad. So
They
like,
also throw in shoujo jokes, which is funny.
yeah, like this is one part where like the big final boss is about to awaken, and as he slowly like creeps out of his casket, the gang just close it back up, tie it up, and try and kill him before he resurrects. That's how crazy
fucking
it is.
Yeah.
Like it also takes some of the shonen cliches and just goes to town with it, and just does the craziest things.
Trying to remember my favorite Bobo moment, and it's been so long since I've seen it. I know it's funny, but I don't remember a single fucking scene that I can name.
I think
See, this is when you go on YouTube and search top 10 funny
Yeah.
moments. And there you go.
You know what? I'm doing that right now.
like
Literally.
as he does that, I'm gonna tell you mine. I think my favorite
Sorry,
moment.
wrong number is it? By the way, just so you know.
I think my favorite moment is when I think it was Bobo and wow, what's his name? There's a small little white thing. It's not Papa Rocks. It's not General Juggler. It's Didenko. I think his name's Didenko.
Man, these names are just. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like he fuses with him, and like he's a pacifist, but he has violent outbursts, and he's trying to teach them the meaning of love, and when they get it wrong, he just completely kicks the shit out of them. and the guy who plays the fusion is Johnny Young-Bosch, and that's a great performance out of him as well.
Man, Johnny Young-Bosch. I never will forget the day I went to. Johnny Young-Bosch is just the most Johnny Young-Bosch person he can be. It's there was one day I went to Anime Boston and they were doing the final ceremonies and he was a guest there. So instead of walking out on stage to say goodbye, he like found some carts and had somebody push him out on a cart standing up, and he was just like, I was here. I was great. Have a good day. And then just carted off.
You actually made me realize something, D. We haven't really specified either dubbed or subbed comedy. Because the thing is, that adds a completely different layer to things.
Yeah. So
for example, Shin-Chan is a show that I can only watch in English.
Great job, action bastard! Wow, you really hammered that cornhole good!
I sure did. Tore him apart with my big bastard rod.
Because the jokes are just perfect.
Like that's a good question, because when with like Bobo again, going back to that, for example, with the English dub, they did something completely different with it. They added, I don't believe in the Japanese dub they had a narrator in there, and this was mostly headed by 4Kids as well. So there's a lot of stuff and context that they had to switch up for the child audience that they had. And everyone did a great performance, but I feel like some of the jokes weren't able to stick well, because it was too, most of the time it was too cheesy, the deliveries. But I haven't heard the Japanese dub of it, but other Japanese dubs of like some comedy animes, and when they get translated to English, with some English dubs, they don't understand the essence of comedic delivery. Because yeah, not everyone's a funny man, but like when you translate it from Japanese to English, I feel like some of the context is lost, and like the ADR directors don't know what they're doing, the voice actors don't really know what they're doing, so the joke gets lost in translation. It's
like they need to have more of a license to be themselves and to change the humor that's going into it.
Exactly. And since they're dubbing, it's hard to perfect the comedic delivery in such a constraint kind of situation.
I think a good example of them pulling it off would be something like Panning and Stocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like the standard for, like, if everybody says something about like, yo, free range dubbing and freedom dubbing, everybody points to Panning and Stocking.
No, dude, they point to fucking ghost stories.
Shirotabi, please forgive me for bringing you back to life. I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's the first. Yeah, okay, that's the first one.
But I think in terms of like, all right, this is a comedy anime, we're gonna make our own version of this comedy anime. Then it would have to be Panty and Stocking.
Because like thing is, luckily for them, like Panty and Stocking was kind of like a Western inspired show already, and they were able to work
drawn together, right?
And they were able to work around that.
Because I think it was like the creators were in America, and they saw Drawn Together, and they're like, yo, how the fuck did they get away with this shit? We're doing it right now.
Which, Drawn Together, Western classic, 10 out of 10.
Lou, do you have any favorite comedies?
That we haven't mentioned, one that comes to mind is Seito Kai Yakuin Domo.
It's
a fucking classic.
I like that, but
it's just sex humor, and the thing is, it takes that one note and it beats the hell out of it, and eventually you get bored of it. But then they keep at it, and it gets funny again.
Yeah, like I feel like it lost me on the second season. It just started to get too much, and then I just couldn't be arsed with it anymore.
What show is this?
Seito Kai Yakuin Domo. Comedy anime. I like anything made by Doga Kobo. They always know how to take a comedy anime and bring it to higher levels, because they are great with character acting, and that's something that's really lost on comedy animes as well. Because like it's also not just the essence of the joke, it's how it's delivered through body and emotion as well, and they're able to sell that so good. I agree. I love the work done by Doga Kobo. Like they did Love Lab, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Oh
like,
my god,
Love Lab, I think before so it's like it's Yuri Yuri, then Love Lab for me. Like but like them two are like my top animes from Doga Kobo.
What about Nozaki-kun? They did Nozaki-kun too, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that's number 3.
Yeah, they did some good shit, dude. Like I'm looking at the list of shows that they've done, and Yeah, they've made a lot of really good stuff.
My favorite would have to be either Gabriel Dropout or shit, Myself Yourself, one of the greatest comedies out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, like with the twincest and like the attempted suicide, it's fucking jokes for days.
Oh, also they're doing the Dumbbell anime that's coming out this year, which is
The fuck is that?
There's this manga out there that's this girl is like getting like she thinks she's getting fat because she eats a lot and she does.
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yo.
she's like, yo, I'm gonna lift some weights, and it's hilarious because like a lot of the it's sexy, but at the same time very hilarious.
Yo, I'm gonna love that. It's
gonna be a good one. It's gonna be one of my favorites.
I just clicked the Wikipedia page for the dumbbell, and it's a blonde chick bending over with her tits hanging out. So I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
Funniest thing with Doga Kobo, they also did this anime recently called Uzumade as well. I don't know if you've heard of Uzumade.
I have not.
It's a a maid that wants to marry a little girl.
What?
That's the best. That's the best way to describe it. I like.
So it's the type of show that Dakota would project himself into.
Time
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Look, we don't need to add rumors and suspicions to our audience for me.
I mean, dude, in episode 0, you called yourself a seasoned lolicon.
Excuse me. Newsflash. Dakota lolicon. More
This is 2019, man. People snitch on themselves. That's what social media is.
I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of lollies? Don't quote me on that.
Dingling.
So, how about shows that are not by Doga Kobo? Like, I think there's some that that really pull it off. Like even Sunrise can do a comedy. They did Daily Lives of High School Boys, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Daily Life of High School Boys is fucking great as well.
My favorite, I love the classic Azumanga Daioh. And obviously Konosuba is one of my favorites when it comes to comedy, which is ironic because this is exactly the sub versus dub comedy thing, because they just dubbed it. And then I would say, I can't remember if Good Luck Girl was good, but I liked it.
Yeah, Good Luck Girl was fun.
Okay. And that was a good comedy anime.
Yeah.
Todd Habercorn plays a horny dog, and that's all I remember.
Like, outside of Doga Kobo, that's when it gets hard for me to think of what comedy animes are like, because I've watched so much shit that I can't pinpoint it anymore.
I mean, all right, I can name some that weren't done by Doga Kobo that I think are at least pretty okay.
Like, if you guys mention it, I'll most likely be like, oh yeah!
How about Detroit Metal City?
I haven't watched that.
That was done by the same studio that did the Berserk films.
Oh, okay.
It's weird because it's a short, but it has a very weird like art style and presentation. It's essentially about a guy who wants to be a pop singer, but ends up being the lead singer in a metal band.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty great. What was another one? I had another one in mind and I fucking lost track of it. Shit. Okay, maybe I'm not as good as as I thought.
I just
There's
remembered.
no comedy outside of Dogogo.
No, exactly. Like none of it
exists.
Oh, there we go.
Comedy animes? No.
Cromartie High School. How about that one?
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one as well. Also, Baka and Test. Baka and Test is a fun one.
Man, good stuff. Good stuff.
Can't go wrong with Baka to Test because that's like idiocy in the anime, and it knows it's dumb, but it just goes and runs with it.
What was the? I was watching another anime. Was it Snafu? No.
My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu.
Yeah, I thought that was the one, but I maybe just think about Luck and Logic. Not Luck and Logic. God damn it. Fucking.
I was gonna say
Love Lab. That's it. Love Lab. Okay, I'm still thinking of Dogoka. Never mind.
Doga Kobo's on the mind. When you think of comedy animes, it's like, oh, Doga Kobo.
Yeah, no, that's the studio that immediately comes to mind. That said,
Here's
when
a question.
they handle comedy, it all feels very familiar and similar.
Now,
So-
I have a question. Is there a big difference in comedies when it comes to a feel-good anime that has comedy aspects to it, or just a straight comedy anime?
Like, because we feel good animes, and if they have comedy in it, like they don't want to deter you away too much from like the actual premise of the show.
So like
they would have
K-On! And Nanambiori would be examples of feel good shows that that have elements of comedy, but that there's a balance. So the comedy isn't necessarily the focus.
Oh, Haganai, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, thing is, when you said that, I was like, is he talking about Haganai?
I'm like, yo, Love Lab, but not Love Lab?
Because I was like, yo, I'm like, this nigga really talking about Haganai here. Oh, no, is this a zombie is also a good comedy anime as well, it's done by Studio Dean.
Oh, okay.
It's not often that I hear people say, oh, good anime done by Dean. Like usually if you hear, you know, it's done by Dean and it's good, oh, it's Rakugo, and that's like the only one.
And
and Konosuba.
Yeah. Anything else by Studio Dean?
I mean, like, all right, Dean has been around forever and they've done some really good things. It's that post 2000 there was like a huge window of time where they were shit. So I think they found their footing again, so we'll see if they continue to be at least okay. You know, they don't need to bat 1,000. They just need to deliver occasionally, which is what, you know, that's my expectations for basically every studio except for KyoAni. KyoAni better deliver every fucking time, man. I love all their shit. No, I love all their I love all their shit, so I get frustrated when they don't do well. Like, for example,
Phantom World.
Yeah, Phantom World.
Yeah.
That was shit. Like, I mean, Boob Limbo was great, but everything else.
Everything else is garbage.
Yeah.
But the singing girl is a. Yeah.
What was the? I feel like a lot of comedy anime that come out, I think they do better as shorts because they lose me on like the same premise. Like, for example, Haven't You Heard of Sakamoto?
Yeah.
Was great. But after like 5 episodes, I'm like, I fucking get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here for 20 minutes. I'm
Thing
sorry.
is, like,
but I'll watch clips and they'll be fine. It's hilarious.
Like with one note comedy animes, that's like the whole comedy is based on one specific premise. You need to bring something new and fresh to the table, otherwise you're gonna lose your audience. That's why, like after the 4th, 5th episode of Sakamoto, they didn't really bring anything new to the table, and it was just the same boring old shit, and it lost me.
Thinking about what Dakota just said, I know a one-note comedy that was a short and that I fucking loved. Tonari no Seki-kun. So Seki-kun, the master of killing time. So the premise of that show was a girl that was there was 2 kids in a classroom, and it's a girl that's trying to pay attention, and Seki-kun, which is a boy that sits next to her who does crazy shit the entire class. And it's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
I know which one you want. I haven't watched it, but I've heard of it.
It's so good. The episodes are only like 7 minutes long, so like you can blow through it like the entire series in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yes, actually, speaking of short comedy animes that are out, this new one called Ueno-san is out, and that's pretty good too.
I have to check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
No, fuck you.
Oh,
no.
What?
Dude, that manga, I tried reading the manga before, and then it was just like, I can't do it. I don't know.
What's wrong with it?
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, it's just too far out for me. It's too far out. Okay, so the first thing you see in this manga, I don't know about the anime, but the manga, the first thing you come in is this guy walking in, and this girl's like, yo, drink this pee.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then she was like, nah, I built this filtration system, so this shit is pure gold. And he's pure, I don't know.
Yeah, pure
water,
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, pure water. Yeah. So she's like, yo, you should try to drink this. And the guy's like, I'm good.
And the funniest thing, the reason she wants him to drink out of anyone else is because he likes her. She likes him.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's so dense. It's like
he's dense but straightforward, which makes it even greater.
So, but this style of like over the top like situations continues on, And I gotta say, I had to drop the I had to drop it.
Bitch, you
Maybe
whack.
I'll try the anime. I'm not sure.
You whack, man. Fuck
I'm
you.
whack. I'm whack. You don't have culture. You don't have style.
I'll try the anime. How short are the episodes?
I think 12 minutes.
All right, that's not bad. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like, I need to go back and watch that one about that the skeleton bookseller.
Oh yeah, that was
Honda-san,
that was nice and wholesome.
Yeah, like I don't have a lot of free time, but I like if I can get to short anime, I am willing to at least give them a shot. Like, for example, there was a short, like, 3-minute anime that aired a few seasons ago about a bartender, like a husband and wife, and the husband makes different cocktails.
Oh yeah, it's Alcoholics for Married Couples. That's the mangas. They changed the name for.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's
anime.
called in Japanese, or what the localized title is, but
I love that, dude. Like, half the cocktails were like nice, and I don't know. I'm a bartender, so like I love like all the new kind of cocktails they came up with. A lot of them, I'm like, okay, that's pretty easy. And the other ones were like, whoa, what the fuck?
Speaking of cocktails, what's the anime called? Hinamatsuri?
Hinamatsuri.
Yeah. That's
my
a
god,
great
that has
comedy
some
anime.
of the best.
That's one of my favorite comedy anime. Yeah,
Dakota, can I confess something, Dakota?
What's up? You haven't watched Hinamatsuri?
I haven't watched Hinamatsuri.
What are
So
you
me and D are gonna
doing?
freak out right quick.
Yo, bruh.
Apparently,
watch
I'm living
it,
my
bitch.
life wrong, man. I'll watch it
Yeah,
after.
Well, you're living your life, which is the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue. I just need to devote myself wholly to the Church of Anime.
Yes.
So here's the thing. The premise is basically this, like, being girl from another world just drops into this Yakuza guy's life. So he's has to be like a dad now and like take care of this girl. The girl's a little shit, and this guy is like just full on like Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
So and you start learning more about the characters around him. There's this one girl who's in middle school, I think, and she gets tricked into bartending. She walks into a bar trying to find her friend, and the man's like, "Oh, you must be new here. Go make me a cocktail, and I'll teach you." So she starts bartending like as a fucking middle school girl, and she's actually like a really great bartender. It's fucking crazy.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's
But
fun.
this guy is like a really bad dad. He cares for her, but at the same time, he doesn't.
I mean,
What's
like,
your
she
favorite
just
thing about-
appeared out of fucking nowhere, so I get it.
That's fair. Like, she left, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave. Have a good life." And like, he's like, "Oh no!" And then she comes back, like, "You know what? I should come back for him. He needs me." And he's throwing himself a goodbye party for Hinamatsuri for Hina, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
It's great.
Like, he had champagne and shit. Oh god,
He had
so
party
it was-
poppers and everything.
Yo, that ending though fucking sucked. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What would you like about Hinamatsuri?
I think the wholesome aspects of Hinamatsuri was what sold me on it. It's like this rough around the edges guy turns into like a dad. I think that's nice and wholesome, and I just ate that shit up.
I think Anzu was probably my favorite part about that.
The blonde one.
The blonde girl.
Yeah, she was great too.
Man, go watch Hinamatsuri.
So D, since we've been talking about anime and comedy, knowing your history in this community, I would like to ask you about abridging. Now, I know that you've moved away from it, and I don't blame you. It sounds like a giant fucking pile of work. But I would like to pick your brain a little bit and ask about the process because, like, again, giant fucking pile of work. So how does that happen?
Okay, so first thing you need to do is sell your soul to Lucifer. That's the first thing you need to do.
All right, I'm on board with you.
It.
And then if
Lucifer is one of our waifus on the Waifu Hall of Fame.
Yeah, oh, good. And if he takes it, then your soul is saved. If you don't, you have to go to abridging. So basically, the first step of abridging is finding a show you want to abridge. Now, some people have the mentality, well, back in 2012, it was the mentality of finding an anime that you could make fun of. And but now it's more of like, oh, what anime can I write for? What anime do I enjoy the most where I can bring my own spin on it, which is far much better than 2012 kind of mentality around it. So you have your anime, and then you start writing the first episode. Well, more the fact you should kind of write your characters first, like make yourself a little show bible, and then write your characters how they're gonna fare throughout the series, and what is their punchline, what is their character motivation and all that stuff, and that's what I do. I go too deep into it. Other people they don't really do this, but this is just me. So once you do your show bible and all that stuff and where you want to go, like the basic skeleton of the series, then you start writing. Then after you finish writing, you cast your voice actors. Then you sit down with them and then you record them. I like to live direct my voice actors because a lot of comedic delivery can get lost if they do it by themselves, because they either won't see your vision or they won't be able to deliver the comedic delivery that you would like for them to do. So once you get everyone's voice lines and you got the footage, then it's time to start editing. So you edit like about 5 minutes, still got 15 minutes to go. Then you contemplate suicide. And if you don't go through with it, you still have to carry on. and then once you finally finish, you upload it, and then you get a copyright claim. Yeah. And then you have to fight the copyright claim. And then you have to wait 30 days until they decide to reject your copyright claim. Then you have to dispute it again, and then you have to wait another 30 days. If they don't take it down and give you a strike, there you go. Your stuff is up there, and you'll get 10 views. That's a process. That sounds like all right,
I kind of get why you moved away.
Thing is, not even that, because I don't really care. I don't really care like that. I love abridging. Abridging is fun. The whole aspect of abridging. It's more the community that I moved away from.
Okay.
My important question to you, D, is how do I become a voice actor?
practice.
No, I love that question because like every time you go to a any panel at all, that's always the first question to get asked.
How do you become a voice actor? I can do impressions.
And then when you ask it, when people ask it, you see half the hands go down.
That's true. And then when someone answers, he's like, "Can I voice act in your stuff?" And you're like, "No, keep moving. Next."
The only time I've heard anything different apart from just practice was I think it was at Florida SuperCon, and I think it was a panel that was done by the people that voiced in the Madoka Magica dub, which is shit. It's a really bad dub, but that's beside the point. I am intrinsically bitter because I asked a question about like, oh well, how do they feel about the growing anime community on YouTube? This was like 3 or 4 years ago. So like I think the most subscribed person was like maybe at 100,000 subs, and completely wrote them off. You know, it's like not considering it viable. So like, yeah, I'm a little bitter about that, but mostly like it is just.
And look at us now.
It sounds really fucking terrible, dude. Like I just don't like. I don't like cutesy or shows that involve cutesy girl characters. Like Madoka, you know, it's just a moe show, right? And like being voiced by American women. I don't know, dude. It just their voices tend to be a lot deeper, and it just doesn't sound right. Or they try to force the younger son.
They're not casting the right people. They need people more on the high register. But they're like with Funimation and stuff. They like cast in house, so they already have their list of voice actors, and they will just be like, okay, who can get close to this? They won't scout for new ones. It would be like, who can get close to this? Oh, so and so. There you go. And then you have like a 30-year-old woman trying to sound like a 15-year-old, and then it's just like they're trying to get really high, and you can just tell that they're forcing it.
Like someone's gonna listen to that clip of UD, and you're gonna get offers to voice the next anime.
I wish, yo, I voiced fucking Felix.
Like, holy shit, dude! You ever think about Funimation?
I've voiced Felix for like about 2 years. I've been doing this high-pitched voice for years. Still nothing.
One day they will learn.
One day they will rue the day that they never caught me.
So my first experience into abridging was obviously Dragon Ball Z abridged, and then it was Mirai Nikki abridged, which I went back and listened to the first couple episodes. Holy shit, that was rough.
Yeah.
Funny jokes, but man, quality-wise was rough.
Like, it's always the first few episodes of a series or an abridged career where everything is very rough, especially the voice acting. Like, I don't even want to talk about my old videos of me voice acting. Boy, and they are gone. You will never find them ever fucking again.
Same.
But boy, oh boy, man. Like,
I tried in the Bridge series, and I was like, man, that was cringy. Never doing that again.
Yeah. Like, funniest thing about abridging, like, back in 2012, it was such a simpler time. You could get away with trash, and that would be the novelty of your show. But now everything's high production. Everything's high production, but the writing isn't.
I think the thing that other than like Team 4-Star, I think one of the other anime abridges that actually made like quality. Definitely Ava Bridge was a big impact, I think.
Yeah.
Ava
Bridge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's Garn shit. I'll say only one time outside of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and DBZ Abridged have I heard of an abridged series like outside of the community, and that was Ava Bridged.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one thing I'll say, like, when it comes to abridging, I think like the kind of drive of abridging kind of died after Abridged Forum shut down, which is like where most of the old heads of abridging were at. And after that, it started slowly stagnating and deteriorating.
I think abridging is kind of in that same camp as AMVs, where you know, like, it was a small dedicated community that produced, well, some of them produced quality content. And then the platform that they were on just wasn't conducive to success. So, like, for example, like, YouTube just doesn't do well with short form video because their goal is to keep people on the platform as long as possible. That's why we're making this podcast, and I stopped making videos because this is a lot easier to get like traction. You know, like, if you want to peek a little bit behind the curtain.
Yeah. My thing is, like, look, surprisingly, Abridged series are getting longer and longer by the time. You have stuff that's like about 15 and 20 to 20 minutes now. And before everyone was like, no, how dare you do something over 10 minutes?
Because you're not abridging, because you know, you're not
it's still abridging, especially if you like compacting like about two episodes into one thing. And even still, like, you're still abridging it. Even if you cut like about 4 or 5 minutes off, that you're still abridging, because like anime episodes are like 25 minutes, and some will be like 20, 18 minutes. Like, I think Team 4-Star was like one of the first to kind of like do long form abridging of like when they do their finales and stuff. And then like that was followed by me, Leroy Legendary, something with the entertainment before any of us. And so like more people started doing long form abridging, and I think that's great if you can keep people interested. But because remember, most people are still anime fans, so their writing chops ain't up to scratch. So they're making 15, 20-minute videos that they're trying to be funny, but there's more misses than hits, so you're not really engaging them. Because the thing with abridging now, they're conflicted in between being funny and entertaining. And I remember back in the day, a lot of people jumped on Team 4-Star's ass because they were aiming to be entertaining than anything. And I think it shows that you're a better writer if you can be entertaining consistently than being funny for like a 4 minute video.
That's true.
Like, the overall experience matters more than like the quality of a couple jokes here and there. You know?
And if you can get someone to sit down and watch your 10-15 minute video of you parodying an anime that they've already watched, and keep them entertained, keep them humored, the retention time of someone staying around for more episodes and staying around on your channel in general is more of an investment. Yeah, it's more rewarding than anything else, because if you do like a short 2-minute parody, you'll get a little bit of clout, but the clout won't last for long. That's another reason why I quit abridging, because I was doing these short parodies and they were hitting, but like I was like, I could chase the clout, but I don't want to, and I want to stay away from trying to from this clout. I want to branch away and try and take the clout that I gained from these small parodies that have become popular and become like household names, and then try and bring them to other content, which has been hard. And since I started Revel House, it's been a whole year, and finally things are stable where I can actually do my content that I want and it be still viable on the channel.
Yeah, it sounds very hard as a viewer or as a YouTuber that would be like being the abridged guy and going, I'm not going to be the abridged guy, and fans will be like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, luckily by the help of like my peers and my friends helping me like make videos and stuff, and big up people like Joey and Arky and all that stuff, because actually like July specifically, because I uploaded Always Sunny in Konosuba around like late 2017, and that was like in the process of me like moving to like AniTube stuff. So I was just doing things here and there. But then in July, when they like I was with them and we were talking, and they're like, "Yo, you should be in AniTube," and I'm like, you know what? You're right. Bet I'll do it.
That's an option.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think about it because they'll be like, "Yo, I think you have a lot of fun doing shit like this. You should be AniTube," because the question was like, what you gonna, you have this clout, what you gonna do with it? And I'm like, I don't know. And they pushed me they nudged me in the direction where now I'm of AniTube and I'm able to branch away from abridging, which I'm so happy I did. I still like a bridge like here and there, but that's like, but these are the bridges I do is more like kind of trying to test my writing. Like, because like Bungo Reservoir Dogs is like, which is my main flagship abridge on the channel now. It's not really like comedy abridge as you see like like for my Emma Monk Sensei and stuff. It's completely different. It's more grounded and it's more character driven.
It's subtle.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of nuance in the comedy. One friend of mine who's a writer, he said it was, some of the stuff is too subtle for like the common audience, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what I mean. So I'm just glad I'm able to still abridge like here and there, like very rarely, but still have my main focus, which is like the live action skits and AniTube shit.
Have you considered banning anyone that asked, "Where's the next abridge on your like live action shit"? Because that's what I would do. That's luckily, what I would fucking do.
Oh, trust me. No, I would tell them to go suck their mums. But luckily, no one has done that on my live action stuff. No one has done that. Cool. Like, surprisingly, everyone's kind of been like very welcoming with of like the sudden change. Like, because it's either that they'll be welcoming, because from the numbers you can tell like who's not watching the live action stuff and who is watching it. Like, I didn't get hate from the live action stuff. They just didn't watch it, which is better than them coming on the video like, "Oh, I miss you bridging, do more bridging, fuck you," and all that stuff. "How dare you change your content?" I got none of that, which that's what I was worried about, because
that's a fucking blessing, dude. You don't know how often that you see people catching shit for changing formats.
Exactly, and I got none of that. They were welcoming or they just didn't watch it, and it was nice and peaceful. And I had
a similar experience. I was way smaller in comparison, but there was I used to do these anime drinking games, and I've always been thinking about bringing it back. But when I stopped doing them and I deleted them, people were always like, on my new video, I'm like, "Yo, I just reviewed this anime. It's really fucking, I put a lot of hard work into it." It's like, "That's cool though, but when's the next drinking game?"
So Dakota, when is the next drinking game? Not to put you on the spot. Like, do one for the boss baby, and every time he adjusts his tie, you have to take a drink.
Man, that's fair. Shout out to the boss baby. Not one boss baby joke, and lose the one that made me bring that up. Hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, technically, episode 0 at the very fucking end. But at least in episode 1 there are none. So there we go. We can't say it's a consistent thing for us.
So who wants to talk about how a boss baby is better than a silent voice?
No, Dakota, no.
I regret all my life choices.
I don't know, man. Oscars, I don't think they're wrong. I think they're on to something.
Yo, you need to stop. You need to stop. I beg. This Boss Baby joke's been going on for 2 years.
Man, Boss Baby 2 win. So, what time is it?
I think it's time for us to talk about our retro recommendations.
Hey, bloop, bloop, bloop.
So to set some context for what we're gonna qualify or classify as retro, because I know there's gonna be someone that's gonna give a shit for saying
Actually,
it has to be 25 years old and produced in cell animation to qualify as retro.
Just
like,
tell
no,
them to
I don't
eat your
hear
ass.
any of that shit.
Just tell them
Yeah,
to
sure
suck your
Funimation
dick.
hasn't reached out to you guys for voices.
I wish. Trust me.
That would
Once
be
I get that, I'll be like, bye bye YouTube. I run to Funimation, do whatever the fuck they want, or suck dick if I need to.
At least you
All
get
right.
a protein source out of it.
Anyways,
Anyways,
I'm good with G Fuel. # not sponsored.
so Dakota, do you want to go first?
I will. So since we're on the comedy aspect of things, and this is more of a light, nice rom-com, His and Her Circumstances, an anime that you, Lou, recommended to me.
I think it's great. It has some amazing comedy. I don't watch it for the comedy though, but it is great. It is great though. Like that is.
I guess I would say the circumstances in the anime are funny to me.
Yeah.
Like I just love the premise of like she's just a she's not as good as everybody thinks, and then the guy's like, I just found that out first episode. Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah. So for those that may know it under another name, it's Karakano. So
for a
Karakano,
fucking weeb.
done by Gainax. It's really good. Speaking of Gainax, you actually kind of helped me think about what I'm going to recommend. There is another show that they did. I think it was a co-production with JC Staff called Magical Shopping Kid Abenabashi. Hilarious show about a pair of siblings that travel through to different worlds. It's kind of in that same vein as Luluco. So it's very similar in premise to at least a certain part of Luluco. But it's definitely a Gainax show. It feels like it has that grounded version of like the FLCL comedy.
I forgot all about Gainax, to be honest.
How can you forget?
Bro, they haven't made anything of relevance. They haven't
They're
made
infamous,
anything.
but like I forgot that like they left like Trigger came from Gainax, right? Okay, I totally forgot about that. So my first like only thing in my memory is Trigger, and then you said Gainax, and I'm like, wow, that sounds so fucking familiar. I wonder what that's about. And I'm like, oh god, every fucking thing. Okay.
I mean, the last thing that they made that was pretty good that I can think of was
Don't say
was
Blade and
Gurren-
Soul.
Trigger.
Wasn't it Gurren Lagann? And Blade and Soul was done by not Gon. Was it Gonzo?
Oh yeah, that was Gonzo.
That sounds like a Gonzo thing to do.
That was an adaptation of a Korean MMO, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, and it was bad.
with lots of titties. So you know, obviously, it's great.
It wasn't.
Obviously, I'm joking. Like it's trash, but they're titties. So the way to take advantage of this is just to go on Google Images.
The last thing that Gainax made that was good was Evangelion.
That's some hipster shit. Fuck out of here. No, no. Actually, it was Gunbuster.
Actually, wait, did they do Penny and Stocking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, that's the last thing I can think of that's good.
All right, hold on. So I pulled up their Wikipedia, and it goes up to 2015. So that's not a good sign. I know that they owe Kara a bunch of money. I remember seeing an ANN article about that. They made Medaka Box, which Medaka Box is pretty okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, nah.
I needed to read that manga.
So that was done by, or that was originally written by Nisio Isin, right? I think so.
I hate
Maybe.
Medaka Box.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it was Nisio Isin. So there you go. Same writer as Monogatari. Cool.
The last good thing that
would be Panic
Gainax
Stocking.
made, not be Trigger.
I see what you did there.
Shit. Got any retro recommendations, D?
Something that I would recommend is good old Outlaw Star.
That's some classic shit.
It's a classic. People forget about Outlaw Star, which is very disappointing in them. It was a great show. Like around the time where like space cowboy business was kind of the thing, especially like with Cowboy Bebop. Outlaw Star came round at the wrong time because it had Cowboy Bebop to compare to, but
also
it was still
Trigun.
Yeah,
Trigun
that too. It was still fun. It was still fun and entertaining in its own way. I need to get back to rewatching it, but that's something that I would highly recommend.
Shout out to the Anime Collector who last year gave me a copy of Outlaw Star because he ordered the wrong one. So he was like, "I have the DVD copy. Do you just want it?" And I'm like, "I do."
Oh, that's great.
He's good people. He also spends way too much. Yeah, dude. No, he's like Brad is awesome, but he also spends a ton of fucking money on anime. Like, dude, I don't know how
he's not called the Anime Collector for nothing.
Well, how is he getting this money to spend on all this anime shit?
I don't know, man, but it's maybe a drug lord.
I know that his dad did work on Analyze This, so like his family's in the movie business, and I know that he went to school to study VFX work.
Oh yeah, he did a great thing on Ava for the what was the thing we did with Mr. Nice Guy?
The anthology. The
anthology. Yeah, he did a great segment on that.
I think it's human trafficking.
That's possible.
It's very possible.
I mean, he does live on the border, so it's a thing.
Exactly, so much easier. You just one hop, skip, and jump, and they're over.
We are just like knocking things out today. We are going to get to the bottom of this.
This shit just got really fucking dark.
When the Anime Collector goes to jail because we put him in there, we'll split the Anime Collection 3 ways.
Like at the hearing,
that's a lot
we
of
just
fucking
play
anime
this
even
clip.
divided in 3s.
You know it's gonna get us when he comes out.
Yeah, he's actually really yeah, we're gonna get like copyright for slander, like sue for slander. So there's my favorite thing about Brad is that he's not just a collector, he's like the collector. He tells you how to like clean your books, clean your DVDs, make sure that aging doesn't happen, that scraping doesn't happen, how to best store them. It's like crazy how it's an art of collecting that he's mastered. Yo, welcome to the Anime Hour podcast where we just suck Brad's dick all the rest of the ending.
I'm still waiting for that video we did of where we fucking.
My God, I was about to fucking bring that up.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that little bitch. I ain't sucking his dick until that comes out. Damn.
Can you enlighten
You want to fill in the audience?
Yeah, so like we do, he does these hentai unboxings at Anime Expo, right? And he grabbed hentai grab bags and he'll just unbox to see what's in it. And he was like, Dakota, Dean, do you want to be in this? So yeah, we all meet up at our Airbnb and we start filming. And it was hilarious. It was great. A lot of good moments. And I'm like, cool, can't wait for it to be uploaded. And I was like, yo, Brad, when are you going to upload this? He goes, dude, I haven't uploaded 2017 yet. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, fuck you now. We ain't going to see this.
We're never going to see it ever again.
We're going to see it like in like 2022.
When we put him in jail, I'll edit it on his computer and then we'll release it.
Yeah, it's just like sees all his shit.
Oh my God.
He has nothing to come back to when he gets out of jail.
Oh man, as Brad once said, which is actually really smart that I love, he says, never get into collecting anything if you can't give it all away and start over again. You about to eat those words, Brad. Man, Anime Hour podcast, Brad gets clapped.
All right, guys. So I think, we got our retro recommendations done. We talked about comedy anime and abridging. I think it's time we go on to our legacy segment, the Waifu Hall of Fame.
Hey.
For those that may be new to this, the Waifu Hall of Fame is our time that we have set aside to pay tribute for the underappreciated waifus. Those waifus that are often overlooked, and it's a shame. It's a shame that they are meant to experience this, and I feel bad for them.
Amen.
So here's to the waifus. So Dakota, do you have your waifu?
I do. It's for the FBI that may have not just got a letter about human trafficking in Arizona. And they are the real people that look out for us and everybody else.
Amen.
Wow, that's a great waifu, man. I'm like, you consistently bring the best waifus to the table, Dakota. My hat's off to you.
So much.
I'll go ahead and I'll go next. My waifu, my recommendation for this Hall of Fame is gonna be Funimation's casting department. Since they are able to provide such a variety in voices.
A huge variety of that.
They merit all the praise, and I love them for it. I love them for it. Thank you, Funimation, for making dubbing interesting again.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Magnifique.
Hashtag could be sponsored.
Maybe.
Hashtag
I'm
slide
saying
in
they're
my
doing
DMs.
a good. I'm saying they're doing a good job. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, don't worry. We're saying the same things.
Yo,
if they want to
is
slide
this-
in our DMs, feel free.
Yeah,
Yo,
for sure.
I'm looking for
I just
voice
love
work.
it, man. It's like a character wearing glasses. I bet it's J. Michael Tatum. Let's do it. It's just a big red button. It's like, I don't know. I feel like there's like 8. I know like the anime fucking Avi and Eric went into detail about why that's a thing. But I just imagine at Funimation headquarters, it's like 8 buttons full of like names, and it's like Lolly. And then this is the fast meme hand goes to button, and it's like Monica Rial.
That is on speed.
Glasses
No,
wearing
it's not
character.
on speed
J. Michael
dial.
Tatum.
They just come walking in like, okay, let's get this over with.
I don't even think they have to record new audio. They just sample shit that they've already done.
They have a special machine where all their voices are recorded already, so they just run it through the machine. Bam, done.
No, what they do is they basically they have an army of abridgers that they have like chained under their basement, and they make them comb through old audio clips and sample those, and that's how they get their dub.
That's where Dot Vob is. Oh shit. Okay, my legacy waifu has got to be Truck-kun in all the isekai animes you see. Is always on time, never misses a beat. Oh, there's always gonna be one anime protagonist dead, and it leads on to a great. They leave on to a great life after. Truck-kun really does its job.
Truck-kun really is the best girl, especially when it's CGI. The CGI trucks, they seem so realistic. Like they don't fall in that uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're actually there.
Like, and you never see the driver's face. I think Truck-kun is like his own being. Like it's not even like a specific Truck-kun for each show. It's the same Truck-kun that just goes to different universes.
My favorite Truck-kun moment was Fuka's manga.
Oh
which,
yeah!
Spoiler alert, which is not really a spoiler because it's 300 chapters that happens in the first 20. Fuka fucking dies. Okay.
Wait,
Gets
what?
hit by a truck. Yeah.
Huh?
You didn't know that?
Did you watch the anime?
Yeah.
You watched the anime, didn't you? Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. In the manga, Fuka got hit by a fucking truck and dies, and the whole series is them trying to get over that shit.
Now
anime,
I need to what? I need to read that now.
yeah, you need to read that shit, dog, right
Fucking
now.
hell.
In the anime, the truck misses, and she's like, "Yo, that truck could have hit me. That sucks." And I'm like, "You did not just fucking do that."
What the fuck?
Dakota, it's an adaptation, not a translation. Obviously, they can take liberties.
What? I know she got hit, but I didn't know she fucking dies.
Yeah, dude. There's like 3
Wow.
fucking Fukas in that manga. It's crazy.
What the what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. That just blew your mind.
Yo, what's
Someone
the
gets hit by a
point
truck
of
in Death Note.
what's the point of it being a sequel if she dies?
It was so fucking funny. I don't know. I watched it and I'm like, did they really just fucking slide that in?
Oh my days.
Yeah, dude, you'll cry. I cried during that manga. Like, I've never cried during a manga before, but damn, dude, it's so fucking good. What was the Fuka episode? When did you catch up?
After this podcast is over, I have to read and see what the fuck is going on.
It's only 20
I'm
chapters.
being
You'll get in
fucking lied to. What?
Yeah, dude, a whole, like, people, man, got fucking lied to, and they need to go read the manga.
I guess so. This is like a true case of I need to read the manga. I haven't felt this betrayed. I haven't felt this fucking betrayed since fucking Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh no, wait, no, hold on.
Tokyo Ghoul.
If you want real fucking manga betrayal, Usagi Drop.
Oh,
y'all remember what happens in fucking Usagi Drop, right?
I heard there's some fuckeries that happens at the end.
Yeah, the little girl ends up growing up and she marries the guy. They end up fucking.
What? I didn't tell you to tell me. What the fuck?
There you go.
That wasn't a fucking.
Well, that's why it, you know, it was an anime original. The manga doesn't exist.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I never asked for this.
I never asked for this either. Why are you telling me this?
That's why there's a fucking spoiler warning at the beginning.
But I didn't know you had to. There was a spoiler warning for the people on the fucking podcast. Yeah, nigga. Wow. Both of you just.
Next time we start a podcast, if we have D back on. We should just spoil a bunch of random shit at the beginning.
Like, then I should see it coming out, and next time you do, I'll be like, la 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 la. Fuck.
Yo, Fate Stay Night, they fuck. Okay, good. Let's go on.
I'll be like, oh, okay, I know that.
It's a dragon, and actually in the visual novel, I think it's a threesome.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, Shinji, not Shinji, fucking Shiro gets to tap a lot of ass. Shinji gets to tap himself. That's what Shinji does. I always like mix the two of them up, like their names for some reason.
Yeah, because it's
Shiro, Emiya, and Shinji. So
Shiro,
Shinji
trace the fuck on. Shiro, get in the fucking trace. Nah, it should be Shiro, actually fucking kill somebody, please.
Yeah,
he wants to save everyone though.
He can't. It's a battle royale. You don't get that epic victory battle royale by letting everybody win. You just gotta hit them with that Fortnite dance and then fucking kill people.
Shiro's the type of person that would like advocate for like not keeping score in kids' soccer games, so everyone can feel like they won.
I don't know. Why don't everybody just get the victory royale? I don't know.
Why don't everyone's a winner? Everyone gets a gold medal.
Why am I bringing up Fortnite?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fortnite got brought up. It's time for me to end this fucking podcast.
All right, D, thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
Super
fun. I really
fun.
appreciate you.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves. Why am I saying this like I'm the fucking host? Welcome to the podcast, Anime Hour podcast, hosted by me, D.
Revel House was supposed to get a podcast. You could have just took over ours.
There you go. Like we'll just upload this on your channel.
Your podcast is mine now. Here you go. There, safe lads.
All right. Anyways, so that's it for this episode of the Anime Hour. My name is Lou from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at twitter.com/LouTalksAnime, where I will shitpost pretty regularly and shill the fuck out of this channel. Don't even bother going to my YouTube. Fuck that shit. Dakota,
go straight here. My name has been Dakota Broski from Dakota Broski Anime TV. Thank you so much for dropping by, and I'll see you at the next voice actor panel at your local anime con, asking all the intelligent questions like, how do I get into voice acting? How did you get into voice acting? How is that one clip you did? Done.
Can I voice act in your new anime? Don't forget
Can
that
you
one. Can I get your agent's number?
Yo, there's gonna be a lot of weebs out there listening to this podcast, and they're gonna look at themselves and go, "Fuck."
they're just gonna scrap everything. I'm gonna just go to bed like.
De-link your shit.
Yes. So thank you all for watching, guys. This has been D from Revel House, aka D Sidia, aka Sensei DXD, aka the freshest motherfucker in AniTube, aka that swag ass nigga. And you can find me at Revel House on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter with @D Sidia. You can also find me on Instagram, Sensei DD.
And with that, this has been the Anime Hour podcast. You should be watching.